Hey everyone, what's up? I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend with your family, with your friends. You got to connect. It is 4:07 here in Dar es Salaam. Why is Renee up doing a live? Because I have a difference of opinion with my washing machine. It works when she wants to work and she has attitude. So I have to, there she goes. She's beeping. Um, but I noticed I get it to work when everyone else is asleep. So um, I try to get up early to get a jump start on that. So why I chose to stay in Tanzania, I have a whole entire notebook. If you go back, I'm gonna put it in the comments. Um, After the video is published, I'm gonna go back and do the video and add the link of why I came to Tanzania, right? Why I chose to come to Tanzania. And so I think that would be a great complementary thing so people can have the before and the after. And, let me see. Why does my screen look like this? Okay. Yeah. So that washing machine is going to have to fix itself. Let me get into it. I don't want this to be a long video. So I'm gonna be quick about it, right? So why I chose to stay in Tanzania. To me, Tanzania is the land of opportunity. From the beginning, I said, you don't have to. Yes, Africa is beautiful, Karen. You don't have to come up here or come under me. Do research for where you want to go, right? From the very beginning, I have said you choose a country that is right for you, okay? I've never tried to sell everyone to say, well, come to Tanzania, it's the only place you should be. What I have always said is do your research and find out where is best on this continent for you, okay? And I did my research, and this country is the best on the continent for me. So, economically speaking, right? Tanzania is the land of opportunity, right? It provides commerce, trade, development, and to me, whatever is not in Tanzania, it is up to us to bring it or develop it in Tanzania. Economically speaking, I spoke previously about the countries, all the countries that Tanzania borders. I think it borders about 8 or 9 countries, and 7 of those are landlocked, depending on the port of Dar es Salaam. So there is economic stability, there is opportunity to trade with these other countries. If what you want is not in Tanzania, there is plenty of it around Tanzania, right? And economically speaking, Dar es Salaam as a city is projected to be the second fastest growing city globally by 2035. And that's just around the corner, a couple of years from now. So by 2035, Dar es Salaam is going to be the fastest growing city or the second fastest growing city globally. Not Munich, not somewhere in Australia, not New York, Dar es Salaam, not somewhere in South Africa, Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. And what does that mean? That means that there is a great potential for opportunity to belong to trade and development in this environment. Okay. As far as the GDP is concerned, Tanzania as a whole, their GDP grew by 2% during COVID-19. Now, I don't know if you understand what that means. By in 2019, during the time of COVID-19, when every other country was shut down, locked down, and locking people indoors, this country grew. Their gross domestic product grew. They were able to keep food on their table, keep the lights on, did not go into debt, did not end up borrowing anything from anyone, didn't end up, putting their people out on the street. They grew by 2% during the time of COVID-19. I dare you to find any city in America. I'm talking about the country. I'm not talking about just Dar es Salaam. I dare you to go to any city in America and you find where county, that city was able to balance their budget during the time of COVID-19. But this country was able to do that. Did the diaspora have something to do with it? I don't know. Is it because it was the only place on the continent that was open and everybody else was focused on coming here? I don't know. I do know that they did suffer. They did suffer when they tried that lockdown when the COVID initially hit. And I know that a lot of people were not able to come back from that economically. A lot of businesses shuttered. A lot of people went out of business. But without any kind of stimulus checks or any kind of government checks or any kind of money coming from anywhere, these people were able to grow 2% GDP during the time of COVID-19. Now, what does that say? That says, either there's leadership at work, and leadership is not necessarily just one person. I know a lot of us, idealize, as well as myself, MAGA fully, but leadership is also government, people around who are also making individual decisions on their own to say, okay, these are the things that we think is best to do in our region, and we're going to either support our president or not support our president in what they want to do. So leadership isn't just one person. So looking at that as a whole, that says to me that these people got some kind of sense. They have some kind of sense, right? And so that is very admirable, to grow your GDP during the time that everyone else is failing, right? If you go to the World Bank, I'm going to tell you where I got the data from. If you go to the World Bank and you go to country output by GDP, and you will see the list of countries, you're going to see nothing but negative. This place, positive. This and probably about 2 other countries positively grew their GDP during the time of COVID-19. Now, that means that this country is miles ahead than anywhere else on this continent. Inflation is not going to reach them as it would other people, okay? So though COVID-19 set them back, it did not put them under, okay? Now, they have a 5% compounded annual growth. The compounded annual growth means, or the projected compounded annual growth means that you're going to be able to grow your economy 5% every single year. This is without any kind of games, tricks, any kind of advertisement, the year of return, to come back and do this. They are minding their own goddamn business, and they are able to do that independently to grow their country. Now, if you go back to some of these videos where I think I was in a supermarket when I go to any country, what I do is I go into the supermarket and I look on the shelves and I try to see how much imported goods they have, okay? And in Tanzania, I came to 3 supermarkets, and I went in and I looked at the shelves, and most of the goods that I could see on the shelves were a product of Tanzania. And that is extremely admirable for an African country and a developing country, because the agriculture here is so diverse that you can raise anything, you can grow anything. In the northern region, it's cool enough that it's almost like the Netherlands. You can raise tulips. You can raise basically anything that you want here. You can grow anything because the country is so vast and that the terrain is so diverse that they don't need anybody to feed them. They don't need anyone to feed them or anyone. And if you don't need anyone to um, feed you, that means that you will not put yourself in debt trying to feed yourself, right? So agriculture is a significant part of the culture, right? Right. So they don't depend on foreign aid. They're not going to be in a position in five. They won't. I don't think they ever were, and I don't think they ever will be in a position where they must depend on foreign aid. And why is that important? That is important because it affects the cost of goods, the cost of living, the cost of inflation. Okay, so if your currency is 2,000 times less than the US dollar, which is what people are using to trade, and you decided that you're going to bring in $10 billion worth of Apple, 10 billion times two, right? Times 2,000. You're putting yourself in debt for the rest of your natural existence, right? So this country cannot afford it. They have enough agriculture and they are farming the land. Now, is it perfect? No. Do they have opportunities for capacity? Yes. And this is where the diaspora, comes in, right? Is investing in these economies, or in industry rather, that you can, with Tanzanian people, so that you can be a part of their successful growth, right? Be a part of their success stories. So, there is a tremendous amount of opportunity in this country. Some people have different outlooks or different opinions. Okay. But I'm telling you the reasons why I came, same as why I came, same reason as why I'm staying. Okay, so let me see. Family values. The culture is family and marriage oriented, right? And so there is hope for JoJo. I don't know about me, but I know about her. There is hope for JoJo that she can find a worthwhile partner and a meaningful family life, right? It is not fast unless you want it to be. It is not a fast culture. It is not a place where everybody is out here doing everything and doing their own thing, and his, he, she, them, her, what, but, and all of that stuff and all of that confusion. There is very little of that here. Okay. There is more family orientation. If people are graduating, the whole family showing up and showing out. There is a birthday, everybody's coming. Somebody is graduating, going to school, everybody is coming. It gives me hope. It gives me hope, and it gives me something to look forward to, because culturally speaking, I think there was too much of everything in America, or choices that everything were going sideways. And it is not a strict culture. Everyone is just living in the best version of how they can live based on the environment that they're in. All right. So family. All right. So number 3. This is about me, really. So I'm solutions oriented. If I see a problem, to me that's an opportunity to fix it. I will not moan and groan about, oh, this and immigration, that, and this one, the third, and blah, 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 blah. There are many ways of doing things. There are many ways of getting what you want, but the solution is not running away. You will never solve a problem if you keep leaving the problem. So you have to be visible and available and a part of the conversation in order to make something work for you. Okay? The difference between Africa and the United States is that there is no provision, no opportunity to make any kind of changes or receive any kind of concession. It is what it is. This is our culture. Y'all suck it up and deal with it. Okay, but we, the diaspora, we have presence and we have visibility in the places that it matters. And if you've been coming to the meetings, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And hey, baby. Hi, Mike and Jazz. How are you, honey? I've been thinking about you. I have not gotten to, I want to sit and watch the whole thing. But as you can hear, I caught whatever JoJo had and I'm putting myself, giving myself some time. Yes, right? Yep. There is ways, there are ways of handling yourself in any society, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and say that if my country where I was born, if Jamaica had 5% of what Tanzania has, nobody would leave. And Jamaican people, we don't like to leave for no particular reason. We like with family, we like with house, we like our yard. We don't want to leave. We like our food. That's why we keep coming back to Jamaica. No matter what, we always try to go back to Jamaica, right? But the problem is, economically speaking, culturally speaking, it is not necessarily, it's a small country. It is too small a country for people, so many ambitious people to all get a fair shake. But when you look at a place like Tanzania that is so huge, has so much opportunity for so many people, you feel like, okay, I can fit in here, right? Yeah, so there you go. DC says the US is full of crime, dysfunction, loneliness, and broken families, right? Broken families, and that is what it just floors me, the way how these Tanzanian people treat each other so well, that it's just a way of life. It's their culture to be there for their sister, should in case the husband got sick or not able to work or not able to have money, that the brother's responsibility is to provide for the sister and take care of the sister. They're not leaving you to the wolves and the wind to suffer, right? So family is extremely important, very, very important. And and I'm going to talk some more about that, right? For me, I don't know about nobody else, but for me, the culture and the people are adaptable. I can adapt to these people. I can understand them. Even when they're trying to like hustle and make some money, that's what they're supposed to do. They're hustlers. I mean, that's what people in the third world do. You go to China, you'll get hustled, right? I was trying to be hustled in China. You get into one of these like bicycle pulley things, and I'm just going from this part of Beijing to that part of Beijing, and they would say 50 renminbi, and I get into the car, get into their little rickshaw, I get on the other side, and he said, no, I said $50, and I look at him like, what? Really? Can we get a ride to the American embassy? No, let's go right to the police station, right? So, and they're like, oh, no, 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 no. So when they see that you're not like flustered or dumb, or they're not going to play you, they behave differently, right? So the way how I deal with the Tanzanian way of doing things is like, I just give them the look. I just give them the, as Paddington Bear says, the hard stare, right? I give them the hard stare, like, really? I don't have to speak your language, or I don't have to understand you, or you don't have to understand me, but when it comes to money, we're speaking the same language, so treat me right, and don't try this foolishness, right? I don't get annoyed. I really don't, because they're not going to ruin my day, them trying to make a living. When they leave me, they go try to hustle somebody else. They go try to hustle another Tanzanian or another, and this goes for buying things or, but for the most part, people here are very honest. Okay, people here are very honest, and it goes with how you present yourself. Okay, it goes with how you present yourself and how you speak and how you communicate with people. If you're not one for good communication skills or navigating people or understanding people, it's not going to really work out, anywhere for you on the continent. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So it's on the African continent, period, full stop, point blank. Okay? Anywhere on this goddamn continent is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. There is good food, good music, good people. I'm down for the party. Okay, so it is a plus, plus, plus all the way around. Just because it's on the continent, it ain't over there, it's over here. And I can't begin to tell you how delighted I am that I live in Africa. I am surrounded by Black folk. I'm surrounded by good food. I'm surrounded by sunshine. To me, Africa is all there is, and there could be nothing else but Africa. Okay, I know there was a conversation in the past where people were trying to rename Africa, and if you go to the Latin text and you break up any word in the prefix and the suffix, the prefix af means towards, like after, or let me see, afternoon. It means towards, right? Right? That's exactly what it means. And then you have the word rica, which means riches. So Africa literally in the Latin tongue translates towards riches, right? So this is the richest continent on the entire planet. The diamonds come from here, the cocoa come from here, some of the great coffee comes from here. You name it, we got it, and I want to be a part of this entire party. Okay, so I is happy. All right, let me see. All right, so this 6 and 7, I'm going to talk about me as I'm going to talk about how Tanzania works for me as a woman. Okay, number 1, I found dignity in Tanzania. Okay, a woman, a mother, is a precious and a good thing. She is not cheap. She is not undesirable. She is not a football that you can take her and kick her. You can't just take her and do anything that you want with her. She is someone's sister. She's somebody's daughter. She's someone's wife. She's someone's mother. There is a lot of dignity for women here. And yes, it is a patriarchal culture. Okay, but the balance of power here is not about we're the men and we control and do everything. I'm going to tell you what you're going to find in Tanzania that will shock you. Okay, women have equal representation in all industries, right? In the music industry, in the military industry, in police and commerce, right? Every aspect of this society has positive representation of women in equality here. So it could be patriarchal culturally, and some things are just like, oh well, your husband can't be your dependent or whatever. That's how they roll, right? I'm not gonna go ahead and find a problem with it and get that under my skin, right? Like when I was building the Exodus house, I would never make the men feel inferior to me. I would never make the men feel that they're under a woman. I did not want to offend their sensitive masculinity. So all monies were exchanged through Jackson towards my employees, towards anything, okay? And on top of that, I allowed Jackson to tell me what to do. It is his country, it is his men. When I decide, okay, I would like to do this, I was the project manager, but where it came to certain things, I had to allow myself to be led. Okay, and we are strong-willed black women who are accustomed to leading and taking charge, and we do this and we do, and it's my money and nobody gonna tell me. That does not fly here. It doesn't fly here. It does not fly here. You're going to have to understand your role and understand the position you play in every relationship, in every single relationship. Step back, fall back, let the men handle the men things. I don't need to be a part of the boys. I don't need to show that I am the leader. I don't need to do anything. And if a man, one of my male workers or construction workers came to me, I'd redirect them to Jackson. So there was no going around Jackson or coming to me or manipulating the relationship, or I didn't need to assert myself. I already had recognition for who I was and what I was, and I didn't need to prove anything to anyone. Okay, the important thing was respecting the culture and not putting myself in a place where the people who depended on me felt in some way inferior to me simply because I'm a woman. And I'm not going to come here and try to change all of that. That has nothing to do with me. But I'll tell you this, that if somebody try to show up and show out on me, they will be on you like white on rice. Okay? Their role is to protect me, and they protect me. They will be all over that party. They will not put me in a position where I feel like I cannot depend on them. Okay, because I know my role. They know their role, right? So let me see. Yeah, women are protected. DC said it. Women here are protected, right? I feel very protected. I'm very protected, not just by the men in the culture, but also by the women. By the women. I would be somewhere and somebody's trying to talk to me, and I'll understand a goddamn thing what they're saying. And a woman will jump in and say, no, she didn't say that. This is what she's trying to say. Right? I'll be somewhere trying to buy something, and a woman will jump in and say, no, don't do her like that, like this. Right? The women that I've met here are very supportive of each other. Are there women who don't? Yes, in every culture there are. But my journey thus far with women in Tanzania has been very positive, right? And I build networks with them, and I build relationships with them, and I create a knit of Tanzanian women so that we have some kind of camaraderie. Not that I expect, I'm not here to be superior. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be a student of Africa. I've been a student of the West. I had to do everything they wanted me to do. I had to do things that Jamaican people don't do. Okay, but when you leave Jamaica and you go to America, you have to peel back all of that cultural identity. You have to throw all of that stuff out, and just adapt to whatever it is that the environment is presenting to you, right? And so when I come here, it is no different. There is a part of me that I can say, okay, you did that because you had to do that. Now you do this because you have to do this, and it's not any less because it's Africa. If you have a superior mindset, if you have a Western superior mindset, that somehow Africans are inferior to you, and you don't know how to dial down yourself, it's not going to work out well for you. If you don't know how to trust and how to be, just be. If everything is about politics or trying to prove someone wrong, you're always going to find that if you are looking out of your way to feel unwelcome, you will feel unwelcome. Okay? Because that energy is attracting that same self, right? But if you're looking out here like, oh, okay, this is how they roll, I roll too. This is how they do it, I do it too. This is how things are done. Okay, I appreciate that. You know, you have to be ready to be cultured. Okay? You can't just leave America or the West and come here and not adapt to the culture. They're not going to adapt to you. Who are you? They've done had their culture for all of these years and all of these centuries, and here you come trying to change it with how you think it should be, when you don't see the logic in how they do things, and they do it that way for a reason, right? And I always use this analogy. This is why the president of one country can't come and be the president of another country, because everyone is different. Every environment is different. Everyone's socio-political and economical position is different. So if a leader could not come from Germany and lead the Tanzanian people, you know, with all of their cultural differences, why do you think that you are going to come and just expect them to fall into place or do things the way that you have been accustomed to doing things, right? So respect is number one. Respect. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me see. Yes, Fitzroy, I have some information for you. So go ahead and send me an email on that. On the vanilla, I do have a trade partner that I could connect you with. So see here. Right. So this is my email address. And let me connect you with this. Right. So that's a great opportunity. Hey Hogan, how are you? Yeah, man, Tanzania is lit as far as I'm concerned. Oh, yes. So maybe some of you Jamaican people on the chat will understand this. Tanzania is safe. Okay? I can go out there right now and walk around in the dark and no one is there. Nobody not gonna rob me. Nobody not gonna come juke me down. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've been like at a place where I'm at a restaurant and I'm eating and I just think to myself how safe it is. I'm outdoors, I'm on the beach, it's late at night, more likely I'm by myself and nothing is happening. And it hasn't happened to me. This is not to say it won't happen to anybody else, but and also if you're careful with your stuff and careful with yourself, the likelihood of, you know, of something going wrong is less, right? For me, like I'm my own security guard, right? From Jamaican people don't invite any and everybody into their house, into their space. That's just how we do, okay? But for me, my alarm system is you don't bring everybody and anybody in your house to see any and everything that you're doing. And people don't need to know what you got. They don't need to be up in your hotel room. They don't need to be around you and your stuff, you know. So they just protect yourself, right? And live in a more conscious way. This is not to say to think that everybody is out to get you. This is just plain common sense, right? So not everybody belongs in your space. I've heard of people who were robbed and things were taken and blah, 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 blah. Yes, this does happen. Um, where did the person know where you were? Okay, yes. Did the person go inside of your place? Yes. Did you have enough locks on the place? Probably not, right? So, you have to be more cognizant of your environment. But as far as crime, no, this is awesome. I love this, and I come from the crime capital of the universe. Yeah, big up yourself, Jamaica. I love you still, but nah, on the 210 bad. Yep. Hey, Ian Wanton. Oh, hey, LaJuan, send me an email. Ian says he's visited Ghana about 2 years ago, watching the videos. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go back into some other things. So crime-wise, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave what I know is safe for me and my kids for sure to go somewhere that I don't know anything about, only to find out that I don't feel safe. Okay, and as far as safety is concerned, right? Like I said, I come from that country where any and everything can happen to any and anybody at any and any time, and that sense of fear is ingrained. It's stitched into your consciousness, right? And so I refuse to be acclimated to an environment that is not like that, to go somewhere else where it might be like that, right? And I can't begin to tell you how many incidents that people have had after leaving Tanzania to find out that it is not as safe as Tanzania. Okay? So big up Tanzania. Priorities. All right. So my priority in coming to Tanzania, number one priority, and I have to keep the priority. The priority was I came here to raise a child. I didn't come because it was the only place. I knew enough about East Africa to know that as far as, weather-wise and beach lifestyle and all of that stuff, that this fit, okay? I came here to raise a child. Now, in that process, do I mean like leave myself behind? No, but that I came here to raise this child, I am also living a good quality of life because I came here to give her a great quality of life, right? So the things that are valuable and important to me is her. It's her quality of life, how she's developing, how she's growing. Remember, JoJo has no school experience outside of Africa, outside of Tanzania. She came here when she was 4.5 years old. She is 6 next week. Okay, so she is growing and developing exactly how I envisioned and wanted her to be. Okay, so I knew I was going to raise her on the African continent. So she is my number one priority. And you have to think about what are your priorities when you come here or when you go it somewhere, and when you come upon the difficult times and the difficult days. If you are not holding hard and fast to your priority, you're going to crumble easily. But what is your priority? What is your why? Right? So I get up every day and I do the kind of work that I do because it allows me to be a better mommy, right? It allows me it allows me to be a visible and involved mommy. If she wants to go to the beach, I can take her to the beach. If she wants me to bake a cake, I can bake a cake. So I'm here to raise her in this biosphere of love, nurture, and support. She has an entire community around her of not just the diaspora, but also Tanzanian people, right? I didn't want her to grow up like I did, where Africa was strange to me. Where if someone said to her, it said something to her in Kiswahili, she looked around like, what? No, she is able to speak the language and understand the language enough that, and understand the culture enough that she is grounded in her identity. If, God forbid, at some point in the future, JoJo ended up back in the United States, she will never forget the things that she learned here. Her identity is cemented as a young lady. Okay. So here in this culture, we're not fighting so many battles to be black. The battles that we're fighting are to be, right? And but in America, where you have that layer of trying to be black in a white culture, and and then trying to be a black woman in a negative culture, it's very, very, very difficult. So I didn't want that for her, so she was my number one priority, right? um let's see. So that was it. And so, yeah, so I didn't come here to wait out COVID-19. I didn't come here to say, okay, well, when COVID-19 lifts, I'm going to go somewhere else. So I came here to provide stability. Um, so, and that I have been able to achieve. All right. Okay. So we talked about agriculture. We talked about, let's see, family values. And what else did we talk about? Right. So you have an idea or a concept. Now, I'm going to tell you, the last thing I want to tell you is uh, Tanzania is for the self-actualizers. What do I mean by that? It is not for the people in their mid-career looking to come here and get a job. It is for the entrepreneurs. It is for the land of the entrepreneurs. If you are an older person or a retired person or a person who you have raised your children, you have invested in everyone else, and you would like to come to Africa and start a business and give yourself the next 30 years of your life, the 30, 40 years of your life that you have left, this is the place to do it. You have to have gone up Maslow's hierarchy of need to really understand the value of this place. Okay? So you would have already accomplished certain things in your life that needs to be accomplished for you to feel fulfilled as a person, to know that you have something else to give. But if you are looking to get, if you're in the stage of your life where you're looking to get and take, this is not the party. Okay? The party is for those who are ready to give and work, right? So I'm not saying that people who, who can work remotely or are digital nomads or something can't come here. No, you can come here and you can make your living from anywhere in the world and you can have the best life that you want, right? But if you don't understand where you are in the structure of things, you will get lost in the sauce. You'll get lost and you'll be unhappy, right? Because you don't know who you are. This is self-actualization territory. territory. This is dream building territory. This is gold mine territory. Okay, you cannot get the gold mine without doing the work. So at some point in your life, you had to do some kind of real work to understand who you are, what you are, where you're going, and what you are not. Okay, it is not going to be free. It is not going to be easy. There will be work involved, as you can see from what I did when I came here. Work is involved. It is not going to be a simple overnight thing. You have had to have done some kind of significant work psychologically, physically, you know, and some fronts to understand who you are and how you fit into this environment. Meaning, built a company, started a company, invested in something, invented something, did something, worked somewhere for 30 years, did something productive with your life that you can say, I did that, and if I did that, I can do that here. Okay? Showing up broke and depending on others to carry you is not going to fly here. It cannot fly here. There are no food stamps here. There is no welfare here. There is no handouts here. Okay? This is for the land of the entrepreneur. This is the land of the entrepreneur. There are opportunities here that only the business-minded will see and understand. Okay? So if you are business-minded, this is the party for you. Okay? So I'm gonna open this now to comments, to questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and put some questions in the comments so I can help you out. And then let me get back to my laundry. Okay, Lejuan, send me an email. Ian, I visited Ghana about 2 years ago. Okay, yeah, I went through that. The email is on the screen, Lejuan. Okay. Lejuan asked, how long have I been in Tanzania? I came here July the 9th of 2019. So that's what, about a year and 6 months. So 18 months, right? So yeah, let me know if you have any other questions, right? Yeah, so Tanzania, Tanzania is a place that if you know how to do something, you'll know how to tap into the opportunities that are here. If you do not see the opportunities that are here, you will likely get very discontented if you don't know how to look at what you are seeing as an opportunity. If you see everything as a problem, then there will never be a solution. All right. And yeah, and last but not least, I've invested in this country. All right. So I'm not gonna leave that out out of it. So there's Jojo, there's myself and everything, but to begin with, I would not make the kind of investment in to Tanzania if I did not feel that it was worth it. It is worth it. It's worth it. The people are worth it. The environment is worth it. The lifestyle is worth it. I found a lot of things. I found self-expression of the person that I truly am in Tanzania. So I found I'm an agriculturally minded person. You know, I believe in growing food. I believe in, because I understand how food affects the entire gross domestic product, inflation, lifestyle of a people. Food is extremely important. So agriculturally speaking, I'm able to express the things the way how I would like to live, whether that's growing my own food or, supporting someone else who has a farm. It's an agrarian culture. I'm always messing that word up. So you'll always meet someone who has a farm somewhere, or someone who knows this particular industry, or someone who knows how to get involved in this particular industry. You will always find that here, right? Let me see. Cass, let's see. No, Cass, today is Saturday. Jojo graduates next week, so I will not have a meeting this week. Oh, LeJohn asked an interesting question. She says, have you connected with others from the diaspora, and is the community of those relocating to Tanzania active and united? And honestly speaking, we are not. Okay. But what I have been doing is I have been having Zoom meetings with those who are looking to come, and I've had personal meetings with those who are here to develop a platform for our unity and our development moving forward here. But you'll find many people who are on different pages, or many people who are on different stages. But I realize that unless we start to work together, we're not going to last long. So people are coming and they're not reaching out to me or not building a community with me. Most people are looking at what I'm doing as an opportunity to compete, because they think, oh, she did that, I can do this, instead of working together to see how we can accomplish, our one goal. And so I'm the first person that I know of that was here doing YouTube videos in Dar es Salaam, showing people houses and what you can get and what kind of life you can live and what it was like, what it's like being here. I didn't see a video and say, okay, I'm going to come. And a lot of people came behind me. And when they came, they have their different visions and their different goals and their different agendas, and they never communicated with me. And then, they leave and then say, well, this is why I left Tanzania, or Tanzania didn't do this for me, or my ancestors didn't call me here, and this, that, and the third, because to begin with, their mindset when they came here was me and I, not we. Okay. And you're not going to really get very far with that mentality. So what I do with the Zoom meetings is try to build collaboration from the start, so people understand that this is a we place, this is not a me place, and we're going to fall if we continue to divide ourselves. So the saying is true, divided we fall, united we stand. And we need, as the diaspora, need to understand that. But if you're not culturally groomed for that, and you're not being presented with that, then yes, there is division, but we're trying to build it, right? Oh, Lejuan, sorry. Yes, so we're trying to build unity, coming together under common grounds and common issues that we have, right? Let's see. All right, let me see what else we got in here. All right, Fitzroy, yeah, man, follow up with me, right? So let me see. Let me look. All right. Let me see. Yep, there we go. Women are protected. Yep, hold on. Yeah, so Audrey had mentioned the drug culture in America. Like, that's one thing that you're not going to really encounter here. You're not going to encounter it. It's very hard to explain. And this is why I think that when people come here, I think a lot of people are shell shocked. I think a lot of people are shell shocked how completely different the culture is from where we're coming from. That the devices that are available in the West is not here. Okay? So the vices, the negative parts of the culture, um, and to me, there's very little positive living in the West. Yes, you have technology. Yes, you have convenience. Yes, you have Amazon. You could buy the thing and it shows up tomorrow. Yes, you can buy name brand and go, floss out, right? But the things that make a culture is missing. Okay? And if you don't have any connection to earth, to soil, to people, you're just subsisting. You don't even exist. You're just barely subsisting. You're missing a third, half, 3/5, 3/4. You are missing 3/4 of your humanity. Most people have no community. Your community is the church, and most people don't go to church anymore. Or the community is now on social media, so there are no real connections. There is no real, connection of people, right? So in that divided state, that divided mental state, when you come to a place that is so connected to each other and to the land and to so many things that make up human dignity, to religion, right? When you come to a place like this, a lot of people, I think, are confronted with, first, what is missing inside of them, and second, they don't know how to adapt in this culture, in this environment. They're accustomed to being avoidant. They're accustomed to, well, I don't like her anyway, so I'm not even going to talk to her. They're accustomed to that kind of disposable society where you can just dispose of people because you have an opinion that might not even be true of what that person is or what they stand for, right? So there is no investedness. Yeah, there's no invested ideas in developing. Yes, LaJoana, I know them. There is no invested idea in what are we coming together as a group. So this is why I always say it is not enough just to leave. It's not enough just to say, okay, I've changed my address, now I'm in Africa. You've changed your address, but you haven't changed your mindset. You've changed your address, but you're the same old person. As TD Jake says, you're an old man in a new car, right? Why do you think that is going to change you? Why do you think that is going to change your life, right? So if you are looking for a life change, Don't come to Africa and think there is some kind of life change here for you. You have to change your mind first. You have to become a whole entire new person first before you can even think about coming out here, because it is nothing like what you are accustomed to. Okay, some people are able to, hey Queen Bee, some people are able to navigate this society based on things that they have encountered before, based on their past experiences. For me, I'm Jamaican. I'm accustomed to sometimes there is no water. Okay? And what do we do when we don't have any water? Well, you fill up water when you do have water so that when water goes out, you have some, right? In this modern time, I tell people when you're coming, take power banks, right? Pack up on your power, stack up on your power. If your power goes, you have a way to charge your phone, charge your devices so you don't miss a beat, right? So even if you don't, you end up in a place that you don't have a generator. Like we don't have a generator at the Exodus house, right? But I tell you to buy a power bank, right? Because you're still going to need that. We're not yet financially able to buy a generator. So if you'd like to donate a generator, go ahead and email me, right? But but still, you know, I've been acclimated to this environment, right? If the garbage man doesn't come and pick up my trash for a week or two, I know what to do with my trash. So so you have to understand that there are some people who are acclimated to this environment where there are little things that don't bother them, right? The people trying to hustle don't bother me. The people who are trying to make a living and do this, that, and the third, or try to, I wouldn't call it scam. They're just hustling. They hustle in New York, they hustle in Miami, they hustle in Jamaica, they hustle in China, like I said before. They're hustlers. They're just trying to hustle. So I'm not going to take it as an opportunity to be offended, right? To be personally offended. Number one, they don't give a damn about me. After they try hustling me and it doesn't work, they move on to the next person. So how can I really put that in my consciousness to be offended by? I can't, right? So, knowledge what, send me an email. I'll go look into it. I'll let you know the price of it, right? But yeah, so that's the thing that I want y'all to know, like why I am staying in Africa, in Tanzania. This is where I have chosen. I chose here carefully. I chose where I live carefully. So, I did not choose this house by accident. I chose the area that I wanted to live in. I looked on the map before I came here and I looked for the suburbs. I know that outside of the city, probably about an hour outside of a city, is a good place to live because that's the map that I've been living by my whole life. I lived in the suburbs in Jamaica. I lived in the suburbs in New York, in Westchester County. I lived in the suburbs in Miami, in North Miami Beach. I live in the suburbs. And wherever I go, I look for the city and I point myself either an hour north of the city, and that works out fine for me, right? So, and the same in Jamaica. So when I came here, I could say to a Dalali, I want to go to this area, right? So do your research. Look at what is best available to you. Let's see. Let's see. Look at this person here. You get up it's 5 a.m. and you have nothing else to do with your life to come here and leave this nasty comment. How about that? How fantastic do you feel about yourself? Oh Lord. I so anywho, um, that's a part of the territory, I guess. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna love you. Not everyone is gonna support you. But for those who don't, there are at least 1,000 people who do, right? um, Mosquitoes are mosquitoes. They're everywhere. They're not like super bad depending on where you live, but I haven't had like issues. I mean, I have a mosquito net over my bed. Jojo has a mosquito net over her bed. Where I'm sitting now, I mean, they like to come out in season, right? Yeah. Some people love their chains. Lejwan says some people love their chains. Yep. So that's why I am staying here. I am not here to, I wasn't here, as my uncle said the other day, fly by, what? Fly by night and pitch by day. We're here for the long haul. Um, we're here to invest in the country and realize ourselves and our goals and our dreams. And to me, this is a place that so far I've had a lot of hits. Yes, I've had some misses, but does that mean that the misses overshadow the hits? No, no. You have to look at the positive and the negative. And if at the end of the day you have more positives than negatives, you're going to find yourself in a more comfortable environment if you can make yourself content, right? So a lot of people don't have that skill either, which is making themselves contented and making themselves comfortable. And so this is why I do a lot of these personal development chats on here, because you're going to have to get your mind right before you can think about going anywhere, because you're not going to be right when you land here. You're not going to be right for yourself. You're not going to be right for others. You're not going to be right for the people who are around you. You're not going to be right if you do not dispel and dissolve some of those Western ideologies in your mind. And unfortunately, some people don't even know that they have those Western ideologies. I hear Jojo. Okay, Jojo's coming. Cause a friend and me. Oh my gosh. Listen to me, man. You know what the thing is? When I see people behave some certain types of way, Cass, I just remind myself that mental illness is real. It is real. Mental illness is real. That there are people out there who have serious issues, right? It's 5:16 a.m. I woke up at 3 a.m. to tackle the washing machine, and it's tackling me. So I decided to do a live to talk to y'all. So if y'all got any more questions for me, let me know. I'm going to go and see about this washing machine and probably go back to bed before Jojo wakes up to make my life miserable. But yeah, man, y'all think about your goals. Think about the place that you're going to. Think about, and no African country and no country at all is perfect. But like I said, for me, as long as I'm on the continent, I'm okay, right? When this live ends, go back and watch it from the beginning. I'm going to put the links on why I chose Tanzania. I'm going to put it in this description when we're finished, so that you have something to measure against what I said over a year ago and what I'm saying now. It's not identical, but it gives you further insight. So like I said, this is self-actualization territory. This is a place that if you've come to build, there is opportunity here for you, right? If you are in a place in your career or in your life that you are not yet ripe, this is not the place. You would have had to invest it in your skills and your identity and your goals and your objectives and your whys as a person in order to find what belongs to you. For me, this is not even the best that I can do. To me, Tanzania has met and exceeded my expectations and my dreams for coming to Africa. I did not expect how progressive it is and how many opportunities that they are here that we can participate in and help to develop, right? So that's what I got for y'all today. So I don't see any more questions, but y'all got my email address. Let me just put my Cash App here because I know people always ask, you didn't put the Cash App in your chat. So let me put it here, and I'm off to tackle the washing machine and go back to bed. And yeah, it's hot. So the earlier I could put the clothes out on the line, the better it will be. And let's see, and this is my email address, right? So communicate with me. I think y'all know, well, I'm not going to assume because sometimes there are new people here. So this is the website for the Exodus House. It's a repatriation retreat in Dar es Salaam. And this is let's see, this is a website for that. Oh, where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, y'all, I am off. Thank you so much for watching. Email me if you have any questions. And let's go from there. But I'm glad I was able to do this video. A fan asked me, well, everybody's doing this, why I left Tanzania? And you're still there, but you're not saying why you're staying, you know? I'm not a flighty person, right? I'm not a flighty person. I'm here for stability, and I'm here to raise a kid. And where those things intersect, where, you know, economic advancement and stability intersect, is where I want to be. And that's what this place provides for me. Okay? All right, y'all. Bye-bye. It's a Yes. Okay, Cass left us with the message. Cass says you made a vision board about a week ago with a map of Africa slap dab in the middle. I will be on the continent and I must meet you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.